Welcome.
Hello.
Well, welcome. Good evening. Good night.
Good
Very
night.
late
Yes.
night in Singapore.
Yeah.
To you, it's morning in Mexico. And this is ATMA con Beatriz. That's in Spanish. And ATMA means, if I translate it in English, learning to transform our world in alternatives. So this space started like 4 months ago when I wanted to start doing something in Facebook, and I asked one of my colleagues, one of my primal dance colleagues, if we could explain primal dance to my essential oils team. And we did this live. And the thing is that our teacher, Daniel Taropio, he watched the video. He said, "Oh, it was a very good program." And he said program. And I said, "You should come to my program." And he said, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh my God, I have a program now." So it started like that, like joke, like nothing. It was not, I mean, it was not intention to do anything with this. It was like just that it doesn't have any name in that, the first one. And the thing is that when I invite Daniel, then I start thinking, oh, I can do this. I can interview my teachers, my colleagues, my classmates, my friends, everywhere. So I started this in Spanish, of course, one day per week. And then I was like, okay, it's too many people. I will start 2 days per week. And then I was like, but if I do in English, I will be able to invite my friends in Singapore, in the States, in India. So that's why you are here, my dear. And that's the reason of this. Sharing with more people what my friends and the people that I know are doing in the world. Because this is not a space that somebody comes, but many people have said, can you interview my friend? And I'm like, yes, but no, because the thing is that I need to know, I need to have connection with the person that I'm talking in order to, because it's not a prepared conversation. I don't know the questions that I will ask. It's just to have a conversation with a friend about your life. So the first question is, who is Ann Tan for Ann Tan? You introduce yourself, my dear.
Very good question.
Yeah, we have it in coaching. We can talk about that later, but you introduce first yourself without mentioning me.
Okay, so I'm Anne. I'm just a female who loves I love Jesus. I love cats. I love my family, of course. And yeah, I love dance. I love to explore. I think most importantly, I love to explore about what the human, I don't know, being can do. In this case, me. So I love to explore that. Yeah. Yeah.
So beautiful. I love the way you say, I love Jesus. I love dancing. I love cats. How many cats you have? 7, 10,
No,
11?
no. I have 11.
11, right?
Yeah.
11 cats.
Mhm.
And the thing is that when I told her that I was using essential oils, she was like, oh my God, I can use them. And then we realized that cats cannot smell some oils. And we were like, oh my God, it's not just one cat, it's 11 cats at home.
Yeah.
So, well, I met Anne. I want to introduce how we know each other, because I want to show also something that what is the dancing that she does. Back in like maybe 3 years ago, right? 3 years, 4 years ago in Singapore, I'm part of the mentor coaches in the program in ontological coaching. And the first day of the conference, the second day of the conference, we are told who is our coaches, and who the coaches get to know who is going to be the coach for foundations for the first part. And I knew, because there was one guy in the previous batch that he is a very good friend of Anne. So I knew that in the room wasn't a dancer. One dancer was in the room, and I was like, who's the dancer? The professional dancer, because I dance, but not professional. I mean, I don't
I'm
dance
not
like,
professional.
well, kind of, you're not professional. You have
I'm
been,
not. Never
okay.
been. Yeah.
Okay, but you having contests and training people that have been in contests, that's what I mean, that You are a choreographer, you know how to train people to go for contents, and you yourself have been in that. It's like that you are, it's not what she does for living, but it's what she does for hobby, but it's a very professional hobby because she has been winning many contents that she has been going through. So the thing is that she was my coaching.
Yeah.
And can I say the first thing you came to see to tell me? Do you remember?
I don't.
No? You say, Beatriz, I'm so happy. You will be my coach. And I was like, yeah. And you were like, I want to learn how to dance. And I was like, no, you are a dancer. And you said, yeah, but I don't dance like you. I dance with a choreography, but I don't flow with the flow of the music. And I want to learn that. I want to integrate that in my dance.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, it was so beautiful. So we were working with our flow and many things that we were not going to talk here because that was our relationship. Actually, the coaches never say who's the coachee, but the thing is that we knew that we could say that. It was with permission. So we met, and when I love all the work that she does, that Anne does. So I want to show before, instead of talking about what is the dancing, I have 2 videos that I would like to show first so we can build on that. We can, how you started and how you have been able to live really the dancer that is in you in many things of your life, and you are dancing with the life and dancing with your projects and dancing with many things. So let me see, how can I share this? I hopefully it's gonna be easy. We don't know. Here, I want to show the
this one. Okay.
Yes. This is long time ago, but this is the first video that I saw. So let me see what I have to share sound. One second.
Yes, you have to share sound.
Exactly. Yeah, just remember. But I know where is now. So is there? Yes. So let's see it together. Then we talk. We will watch this and then another one.
No, I haven't watched this for a long time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, 13 years.
Wow. Yeah. I watch it very often. I do remember when you sent it to me, I was in Thailand and I was in the house of Mark with all the team. And it was beautiful, 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 beautiful that moment, beautiful to be there, beautiful to watch and to get to know a little bit more of your art. And I'm feeling your sensations because I was not crying before.
So
So
sorry, but
yeah, no, very sorry. This is part of the flow with the flow. And we have
yeah.
been we have been in that for so long, flowing with the flow and talking with
Mm.
whatever is present, right? So what was that? What was the content? It was what was that? What was that performance? 2007.
Yeah, the performance, it was for, I was teaching dance for the first time in a commercial dance school. I say commercial because I started teaching for a dance club in a school.
Mhm.
And then I was asked to go teach in a public commercial school to, commercial classes. And they had their very first, what we call a recital, where they got all the students to perform.
Okay.
So they have something to work towards to at the end of the year. And it was the very first one of the school. And so they said, oh, why don't we get the instructors to also put up an item?
Mm.
And I have never, actually before that, if I recall correctly, I've never performed as an instructor before.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful. How old were you in those days? You're
Let me
very
do
young
my
now,
math.
13
I'm
years less.
43. 43
So
minus 13 is
30,
30. I
very
was
easy. That it was easy. It was not 14. 14 is great.
yeah. I was 30. Yeah. So it's my very
Nice.
first performance as an instructor, and the gentleman that I was dancing with, I mean, he knows. I say all the time. It was my dream to be able to dance with him, because he is like the who's who in Singapore.
Oh
Very,
yeah.
very established instructor. Yeah, very respected.
Have
It
you
was
have you
every
danced
girl's
with
dream.
him again?
No, because after that, he's got his series of back injuries, and
Mm,
mine started. So yeah, we stopped performing.
okay.
Yeah.
So that was your first like instructor performance in that school. And what happened after that? I mean, that was 13 years ago. So it was like before that you dance like teaching, or it was that first time teaching in that school?
Ah, no, it's not my first time. So 2007. Okay, I never set out to want to teach. My journey as a dancer was, I was just taking classes in ballet. I started with Chinese dance and ballet when I was young. Then when I went to university, I started to join the dance clubs in the school. We competed, so we won a few competitions. It was for fun. Then, so yeah, I think when I graduated, I grew bored. So I started taking classes outside, and I realized that back then in Singapore, there were very few instructors. And I saw this course that says an instructor performance course, and they brought in a Hong Kong dance instructor who's supposed to be very well known, but I don't know much about dance scene, so I never knew who he was. But he changed my life. Through him, I understood. Oh, I understood
It's okay
what
to be
bring.
sensible. It's
Yeah,
great.
I love. Yeah, like I reminisce about all this, and I think through him, not only did I learn dance, I understood what it meant to bring the best out of someone. That's
Mm,
what I got from him. And he was just teaching me how to dance. And from there, I learned that he says, why don't you go teach a class? And I'm like, can I? And he says, why not? And I'm like, okay. So I tried. So it started that way. I taught in a gym, just basic dance and hip hop. And then
oh, hip
one
hop.
thing led to another.
Mm,
Yeah, so I started with that. Then I managed to teach in this dance club. The club grew from, I think, less than 10 people
yeah.
to when I left in 2008. So from 2000, I think, 4 to 2008, it grew to about a few hundred people. Yeah, then that's where I retired because of my slip disc.
Mhm.
So
So how many?
2007 was my last performance.
2007 was the last performance?
It was the first, but my last.
What do you mean was the first and the last?
Because as an instructor, I don't really perform. My job was to teach and make sure that my students could perform, they could compete, right?
Yeah.
So my job was to ensure they're okay. We did choreography, we did our own school dance productions, sent them for overseas competitions. So 2007 was the year when I taught in that school, but by then I already discovered that I have a slip disc and I have a fracture in my vertebrae. So I had to retire. So yeah, I so-called retired from the dance scene. So that was my last time performing as well.
But you continue teaching after
Yeah,
2007.
I struggled to continue teaching because I couldn't physically show them all the time. At most, I can say if I want them to do a certain movement, I can show it to them, but I'll go like, okay, you watch one time. That is what my body can afford. So I'll show it once, then that's it. After that, I have to rely on different ways to talk them into doing it. So they only have one visual memory. And back in those days, we don't take a video and say, okay, you know, dudes, come watch the video. It's just live. You see me do it one time and you just have to memorize and copy and do it.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was
So
how I
this
taught.
girl that I saw a video, because I will show the videos to the people that will be listening to us. The video that you are with this lady that you are dancing is your student.
Which lady?
You are dancing with another girl in a video that you sent me by
Oh,
WhatsApp.
okay. That's
That
my
one is
student. Yes, that's my
okay. So
student.
let's watch that because this is hip hop, right?
Kind of.
Kind of hip
I
hop
don't
wrapped
know
in
what it was.
something. It's like
I
a
think it
folk
was K-pop.
fusion, like what how you can call it, like many things together. So let's
Yeah.
go. Now let me find. Be patient with me because I'm trying to find out where do I have the information that I would like to share with you guys. So
Is that
this
the
one,
Instagram one?
I don't have. I couldn't open the Instagram one, but I have this
This
one.
one, right? Yeah, this is the one. Yeah. That's
So
my
let
student.
me open the. This is the Instagram one. Okay. So this is amazing. So you are telling me that you show once, and this girl take everything for one time?
You mean last time?
This one?
No. So this one, I went to take her class. I became my student's student.
Okay.
Yeah. But
So
in the
she used to
past,
be your student, and now
yes, but
she's teaching you.
yes. So in the past,
Wow.
when I taught them, I would imagine what she does. She performs. She shows one set of the choreography.
Uh-huh.
They only get to see me do once, and then they will have to memorize, and I have to talk them through. I have to describe to them. Okay, your hand was this. You have to bend your knees. Your head has
Wow.
to. Yeah. So that's how I taught.
Wow. So let's
Yeah.
watch this together.
Okay.
Let me know if the sound is okay. No, huh?
Yeah, there's no sound. Yeah.
There's no sound. Why?
Yeah.
You have it?
No, there's.
I
Yeah.
listened to it before. You know, I know what it happens. 1 second.
Okay.
I put the volume off because I could get WhatsApps. So now it's gonna be okay. So cool. This is so good.
The girly kind of thing that I'm not used to. So
But it's beautiful, amazing. So in your life, how this dancing hobby and then instructor and then the fracture in the vertebra and then that you couldn't continue, but you still were saying that, okay, you move it, then the finger has to go and explaining with your voice how to do every single move, because the dancing that you are doing is not just that, it's like you have to move every single ball.
Yeah.
And how you have been integrated in, how has been the process to integrate this in your life and the work that you do, and then the way you have been, the direction that you took to go to this coaching journey as a coach, dancer, and then you say, live out the dancer that is in you. What do you mean by that?
Okay, I'm just gonna try and answer based on what it means to me, I guess, to live out the dancer in you.
Yeah, to how you have been doing that. I mean, What is the dancing in your life that now you want everyone to live the dancer that is within us? Because in your perspective, everyone has a dancer inside,
Yeah.
in a way,
Yes.
from what we have talked before. It's
Yeah.
not a conversation that we have in this
I
space.
think I used to see dance as just dance. We just move, right? But I think because of my injury, um, I can't afford to dance and move repeatedly in a short span of say 3 minutes. That's it. I can only do the whole thing one time, and in a way, I can't afford to repeat the whole thing for an hour because of my back. So it's the same as when I teach. I have to just do it once and allow, if I may, so-called imperfections or mistakes. But in the past, before my back problem was diagnosed, I realized that I trained very hard to be perfect in a certain way. So by perfect, I mean if I want a 90-degree angle on the arm, I expect everybody to be the same. And they tell me that, teacher, my hands are just like that. I can't do a 90-degree. I would just tell them, sorry, that's not my problem. You
Really?
go get, yeah.
You go
Oh
get
my
a
God.
doctor to take the hand back? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I'm like, that's not my problem. That's your arm. You go get me a 90 degrees on your arm. So mean, right? But yeah, that was what because to me, there was this perfect and it had to be 90. And if there's 10 of you, all 10 needs to look the same.
Okay,
And I
no
realized,
permission for imperfection at
yes,
all.
zero tolerance for imperfections, nor mistakes. Mistakes are not allowed, not on stage. Right,
Mm.
but in the class, that's where you make mistakes. That I could accept, but I drilled them very hard. So when I had the injury, I couldn't afford to show them many times. I can only show them one time. So I had to make it perfect. So there was a lot of stress. And I started to see how I saw dance was very regimental. It has to be this way. It has to be perfect. And there must be a planned sequence. So if I do this, it must flow to this. I can't just, what's going to happen next? I don't know. You know, it doesn't work for me. But interestingly, the moment I had,
That's very good that we've never met in those days,
yeah,
huh?
I
With
think
my
you would have gone
personal.
crazy. You'd be like, what kind of a
You,
coachie are
oh,
you? What's wrong with you? But yeah, as I think back now, I was very extreme, and it was only until I had a back surgery, not surgery, I had a back condition,
mm,
and I couldn't do a lot of things. I had to figure out alternative ways to teach. I had to figure out alternative ways to engage my students, and I started to observe that I can't go into a session planned. That means I don't have a fixed choreography. I don't know what's going to flow. And I saw this other side of me come up and I was very intrigued. It got to the point where I would go to class and okay, like guys, I have 3 songs and I'll let them listen to all 3, like a short 20 seconds for each. And I'll say, okay, take your pick. Which song do you want to dance to today? And they pick a song. I choreograph it on the spot. And actually, I realized that was how I flowed the best. But I still had a set of, I need to have it in a certain way. And then when I stopped dancing and I had a whole hiatus away from the dance scene, I came into the coaching program. And I realized that about myself, that it needs to be in a certain way. But with the coaching, I think, and talking to you, made me realize, why must it be done this way? Why can't it be that? Why can't I flow? That's why when I first met you, I remember the first thought I had was, how can someone live so free without any boundaries, without any restrictions? And you were just free. And I remember just observing you like, how can a human being be like that? That was my first thought when I first saw you walk into the room. And when I saw you move, it was like, how's that possible? Yeah, and I think through the 9 months to a year of the coaching program, I started to see myself shift. So when I started taking classes under my students, I also dance differently. And that's where I realized that this whole dancer concept I have was based on some imagery or perception of what I think a dancer should be like, should be perfect, like a ballet dancer. Your head turnout has to be this way. Your first position has to be that way. You know, your alignment must be perfect. But when I went through the entire ontological course, I start to realize that, you know what, if I allow my body to move in whatever way it wants, and if that happens to be music, it will tell me what it wants to tell me. And when I allowed that to happen, I lost sight and I couldn't hear the counts anymore. I don't care about the accents. I just visually watch what my student has to show me one time, and I will somehow follow. My body knows. I experienced that change. So I started observing when I asked my student, what do you do at count number 5? And he answered me, but straight away after that, I realized that it didn't make sense to me. The counting, it was just like foreign language. I just flowed, and it worked so much better. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that everyone inside us has got that dancer, but I guess what does this dancer look like? It's really up to you to find out. It's up to us to find out. Do you get what I mean?
Wonderful. I mean, I hear, I feel, I sense, I feel everything. I'm crying. Of course. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to listen that from you and from your, I mean, to share in this space how you see it in this, like the dancers, the choreographers, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. And then it like the 4 is not like that. Why not?
Yeah. And I
Why not is there? It's like it's what I was feeling. It's okay. So it's beautiful.
yeah. And you know, I was just thinking out loud, why was I crying when I watched that first video from 2007? You know, and I have not seen it since like just now. And I used to think it's because you see what happened in that performance was that day itself we had an afternoon rehearsal. So you know how we always need to go to the stage to try out the lighting and the music and whatnot. So that performance was at about, I think, 8 p.m. that night. That afternoon at 3 was the first time I was rehearsing with my partner on the venue, and I actually pulled my inner groin muscle. I didn't strain it, I pulled it. So it went, and then it was a split that I had to do, and somehow our timings went off. So on my right inner groin, the muscle just went off. And after that, I fell to the floor. He tumbled over me. So can you imagine 2 top-notch instructors in front of all the students during rehearsal fall flat on their faces? And I remember
In Singapore, which is important, huh? All that
yes,
in Singapore, which is not the
yeah.
same that all that in Mexico. It's different.
Oh, really?
Then yeah, in Singapore the things are precise. It has to be.
Yeah.
You guys got the perfection is important. I mean,
Yeah, and we had the
that's
so-called,
my experience.
yeah, then you're right, the reputation and all, and the so-called the Asian face value. So it was actually very embarrassing. And but by then I was breaking out in cold sweat, and I've never pulled a muscle before, definitely not in the groin. So it was so bad I couldn't lift up my leg, but by itself. So I had to hold on to my entire thigh to lift my feet off the floor just 2 inches. It was that bad, and I was like I was just crap. What am I gonna do? And we were
That
three
was at
hours
3
away.
p.m. 3 p.m. exactly. It was like I
Yeah.
just and
So
then
we had 2 choices. One, he takes the stage alone. In a way, I give up my partner and I go home, or we change the choreography. So
and
we
what
took
you
the
did,
second option.
you
So
changed the
whatever,
choreography.
yeah. So whatever that you saw
Yeah, because
was,
there's no split. There's in this one it was not. I mean, you were like one leg, but that.
yeah. I
Uh-huh.
mean, there was one, but it was what I could manage. So
Yeah.
whatever you saw was not what we had practiced and planned for. Everything was changed. And I
Wow.
cried because I think it showed me that things don't have to be, it must be this way. It must be according to what I planned. you know, it can turn out different and it can turn out beautiful.
Now that you say this, I mean, I agree totally with everything. And I love the way you are saying what you are saying. And now imagine that with this pandemic that we have worldwide, imagine that if we continue with the things have to be the way it used to be, or the thing
Yeah.
now all the courses, all the programs, you guys that also work in presence and now by Zoom, and we are learning how to develop many things, dancing, primal dance, we are doing it by Zoom, many things, many things.
Yeah.
It's like we need to learn how to be flexible in our
Yeah.
column, in our spine. The
Yes.
more
Agree.
flexible we are in our body, the more flexible we'll be to adapt to different circumstances, and life changes continuously.
Mm.
Sometimes we
Agree.
don't see it, but it's like it's the law. Change, 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 Anisha, 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 right? So in all the cultures, in all the philosophies, the change is present. And sometimes we don't accept that if we learn how to adapt, we will be able to be alive constantly, because sometimes it takes a lot of time. If we move to another country, if we move to another city, if we move to another culture, we need to learn how to adapt. Imagine that I go to Singapore and I want tacos, and I'm in Chinatown, and I want tacos. Well, I mean, no way, huh? There
But
are some
you get it the Chinese way.
yeah, but no, Señor Taco is not that Mexican. It's Mexican because the Mexican, the owner, but not, the ingredients are not just like here. So in food, in culture, in folklore, in music, in ways of being, in ways, it's like how to adapt to the places that we go. And what you are saying, like how to flow with the flow, how to adapt with the inner dancer that we have inside, the different possibilities that we can discover. And so in those days, you were flexible in that moment, because one of the options were you are not present in the performance, and the other option was like you were present with different choreography. So you have 2 hours to organize.
Yeah. Yeah. And all I recall from that moment, it's the performance was on the first floor. The holding area or the changing or makeup area was on the second floor, and there was no lift. I had to climb up and down 30 flights of steps. I had to hop up on one leg, 30 flights, and then back down.
You are very light. Nobody took you like.
Yeah, no. See, clearly in
Thank you.
Singapore, there are no gentlemen who will say, "Oh, Anne, can I afford to carry you on my back?"
That sweetheart is not Singapore. That is, we can say like it's humanity. Sometimes gentlemen, we are. I mean, we need you. We need you.
Yeah,
Gentlemen.
I
Where are
agree.
you? So
Help the
nowadays,
damsel in distress.
show me, show me. So okay, that was like now. What are you doing with dancing now in this moment? I mean, taking classes, teaching classes, practicing. What is how are you doing this hobby in these days?
So yeah, because I retired right from teaching in 2008. Well, then after that in 2010, I went to church, so I led the dance ministry. But even then, I was very blessed because I had people who was able to, if I may, be my arms and my legs. So I would show them through video. I think this is the movement I want, and then I'm like, oh, can you do this? And I would try to show it in a very light manner, so I don't activate the back. And then I'll have people who will show the actual movement. So I led the ministry for I think 4 or 5 years. And I managed to do one church dance performance. That was nice. Then it showed me that,
Wow,
hey, I can still move. I'm
course.
not handicapped. I think that gave me the courage to say I can still perform and dance in a choreographed manner, and the choreography is not by me. And it depends on just how I would want it to be perceived. Because I think what I had was another naggy feeling was, what would people think? This is, after all, Anne, who's the instructor of so many students. So I think I lived with a lot of fear. So I think after going through the whole ontological program, when I started to see what dance meant to me, and I let go of all my assessments of what other people thought about me, I think it helped, because I then had the courage to say, okay, I'm going to go after my dream, which has been there since I started teaching 10 over years ago, which is I know that one day when my students started teaching, I want to go be their student. So for some reason, this means completing the circle for me. I don't know how to explain, but it's just
So
kind of like my
beautiful.
job's done. It's complete. So I'm now on a quest to attend all of my students who are now instructors. I want to take their class at least once and be their student. And with different people, if I can't take their class for whatever reason, I will like, you know what, can you do a choreography for, not for me, but with me? You choreograph, I'll be your student, you decide who are the other dancers you want to be inside this video, and we take it down for memory's sake.
That's so
Yeah, so
beautiful.
that's my journey.
That's so beautiful. And before, I wanted to ask you something that we did in with one song. I mean, I was using one song in the program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then one day, Anne said, I have a surprise for you. I mean, the surprise was not just for me. It was like she was using that song and she put a very fantastic choreography that is not the way I dance, but I always say that I would love to go and try those steps once with you or with one of your students because, but when we said that we were going to do it, then pandemic came. So
yeah.
we have not done it yet,
Yeah.
but we will.
Yes.
Before that, before I show that video and we talk about a little bit about that, what is the advice that you could give to people that maybe listen to us in the sense that how to explore the flow with the flow of the dancer that they have within?
Okay, I think now I view dance. How do I explain this? I see it as a way that our spirit is communicating to us through our energies or emotions and our bodies. That's all. So that it doesn't need to be in a studio with perfect music and studio top floors and bars, and there's no need for sound and lighting. I now even see dance as if if I'm in my room and I just focus on my breathing and I listen to my breathing and I feel where the energy flows and I just move. So it literally can be just it's just a dance, but
Yeah,
it's within myself.
yeah,
So to me, what I mean by living out the dancer in you, it's really just to allow the soul to communicate with yourself, if it makes sense. Is I
yeah,
believe
a
that
lot of
I'm
sense.
just a spirit. Yeah, I'm just a spirit. I live in a body, right? I have my soul, where my human intellect and my emotions are. And it's just allowing this entire being to just move and yeah, let it tell you what it wants to tell you. And you're just aware that you're aware and you just move. And somehow things get released. So it's been very fun for me to just listen to sounds, not music, just sounds. It could be water, it could be anything. And I just move. And always after the session, right, there is this knowing that, okay, I'm good. Whatever I need to release has been released, and then I'll move on for the day.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
So beautiful. You know, something that I have not told you is like that I have not, yeah, told you. Um, in September, back in September this year, I was invited for a coaching congress and I was invited to do something by Zoom with dancing, with movement. So I facilitate that. And from that experience, I was invited to continue to do dancing or something in the mornings. So I'm doing that. So every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I participate in this thing that is Amanece Positivo, is awakening positive. And it's just 30 minutes of movement, but I'm moving the music. So I'm just dancing here. And it's not primal dance, it's not deep, it's like songs that have some message. But the thing is that 40, 30, 50, sometimes more people come and we are just increasing our oxytocin in our body, our happiness. And when we finish, it's like, And it's just 30 minutes. And it's a gift for me that because it's a free space. Nobody pays anything. I don't get anything. Like just the smiles of the people pays me back everything. Like to see that 30 minutes of movement can really start changing your life.
Yeah. I
And
totally
sometimes we
agree.
don't have time. We say, I don't have 3 hours for dancing. Don't dance 3 hours. Go and dance
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
One song in the morning. Activate your spirit, activate your heart, activate your body, activate everything. Smile, smile, smile. And then you're ready for the rest of the day.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, I do agree. I use when you shared like about, just smile when you dance, right? And you make this comment, it says that when you're smiling, you're not thinking. I can tell you this is from 2, 3 years ago, and I'm still trying on a daily basis. Like, are you serious? Like when I smile, I'm not thinking. Yeah, nice.
yeah,
Let's try.
try when you're thinking, I have to do, I have, and then you smile, and it's like, and you start remembering. You remember nice things.
Yeah,
But you don't think in the things that you create anxiety yourself, that the things that you have to pay and you have to do and you have to accomplish. But the moment you smile, like, I remember the sunset, you start
yeah,
thinking something. Yeah, you will think because the brain will think all the time. But what I
yeah,
mean is that you don't think in the things, in those negative thoughts that sometimes, oh, yeah, as a humans, we have them. But we
yeah,
have tools that we can incorporate, integrate in our life. It's not that we will become positive 100% all day. No, no, no. I also get upset very often. But then I remember that I have, but I give permission. I say, okay, I will get upset until I finish to fix this. And then I will smile. Because it's not that I want to escape from my madness. I don't want to
yeah,
escape from my anger. I want to feel my emotions, but
yeah,
I know that I can get out of them.
yeah,
I don't have to stay there, but I have to. You need anger, you need sadness, you need fear. We need all the emotions. It's not that, guys, from today you have to smile all the time and you just have to be
yeah,
happy. It's not like that. It's not
yeah.
magic thinking. No. So let me ask you something else because I would like to show that video. But before, let's talk a little bit about that video. Who was the choreographer?
Was one
That
of my
song, that song is something that we were dancing together, but flowing with the just was just like I don't know, like playing with the song because it's a song of a movie, and I love the message. In the song says, "This is me." And since I was with the students that were coaching students that they were going to become coaches, all of them are coaches now. I would like open up and say, "This is me." So accept who you are is the first step to inspire another human being to be who they are. We cannot inspire another if I don't accept myself. So we were doing this all together, like, yeah, this is me and it's okay. So with the song we were playing, and one day, tell me the story. What you did with
yeah.
it?
Actually, I realized that song. I When I first heard it while watching the movie,
Yeah,
the Greatest Showman, right?
the greatest
Um,
showman.
yeah, I remember my friends were telling me you should go watch this movie. They were like, and I bet you it's gonna be your favorite movie of all time. I said, honestly, I don't think anything else has beaten Moulin Rouge because I love Moulin Rouge. There's a
Okay.
musical, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love musicals,
I
and
love musicals too. I can go with you to New York anytime when
oh
we can travel and just be inside
yes,
of the, yeah, please. I need partners because I don't have many for
yeah,
that.
same, yeah.
3 p.m., 7 p.m., 10 p.m., 3 a.m. When day it's okay. No problem.
Bring me, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so as I love that, and I love Wicked the musical. So
Me
because
too.
the songs mean something, right? But so when I watched this movie, I was telling that I don't think anything can top both of that. But when I watched it, I remember just so glued to that particular scene where they sang this song, and I was like wondering, I'm someone who goes by the melody, but the words somehow stuck out to me. So I watched the same movie in my flight, and I think it was God knows to where. I think it was to Spain. I watch it back and forth. I watch a whole movie, I think 5 times, back and forth the flight. Yeah, and that's when I realized this is my anthem. This is a song that I need now in my life to help remind myself that this is me. And
Yeah.
there'll be all the scars, but this is me.
And then
Accepting.
you came
So
to the program and
yeah,
we were using the same song that
yeah,
we were like, yeah, I remember that you were like, yeah, how? Uh-huh.
yeah. So, and it so happened because I said I have a dream, right, to ask my students to do the choreography. So I have this particular student that that was me being very nasty in the past. I remember this student came up to me one day and he asked me, he said, so, Che, they call me Che instead of teacher. So just like, Che, I want to be like you when I grow up. And I just looked at him with a, which part? Just so
That's a really nice
nasty.
answer. When somebody tells you, I want to be like you, which part?
Yeah. And I didn't even smile. I just like,
I will adapt to that one.
then he went like, I want to be like you. I want to be a dance instructor full time. And I just went like, and I gave him a very straight face, I remember. And I said that, don't be stupid. I said, that was the first thing. Don't be stupid. Finish your school, go serve the army because that's what you need to do. Come out, go to university, get a good job, and then just dance for fun. And then apparently, I didn't remember this until he reminded me 3 years down the road during Teachers' Day. He said, I told him this, you cannot make it in the Singapore dance industry. Yeah, so I was like, are you serious? I told you that you cannot make it in the Singapore dance industry. He says, yeah. And he shared this with me via a text message on Teachers' Day, sharing with me how I've helped him, right? So I was thinking, this is so nice. And he went like, and do you remember what you used to tell me? So I thought, you must have been something amazing, right? For him to share how much I've impacted him. And he calls me his dance mom. And he went like, you used to tell me that I can't make it in the Singapore dance industry. I remember just crying out loud straight away. It was, I think, 11:30 at night. I picked up my phone and I called him, bawling my eyes out. I was just like, I couldn't breathe. And I said, Ronnie, I'm so sorry. And he went like, the first thing he asked me, where are you, Anne? And I just said, I'm so sorry. He said, no, Anne, where are you? I'm going to come find you now. What's wrong? Because he knew where I stayed. Wow, at that moment, I cried even harder because how much he cared for me, And I said, I'm so sorry that I said this to you. I said, I'm home, you don't have to come, but I'm so sorry for saying that to you. And then he said, no, because of what you said, it made me who I am today. I think I went crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's where I said, you know what, I wanted to go to him face to face. I apologized to him for saying that. And I said, could you do this choreography for me? And then you decide who you want to invite to be in the video. Because it will be my honor to kickstart this series of mine with you. And in fact, he grew to be a very successful dance choreographer in Singapore. He gets invited to the United States to teach dance there. He recently, in fact, just last year, choreographed for a Korean K-pop group. He was their choreographer. Yeah.
Wow. And Koreans it's difficult.
Yeah, they're good.
Like wow, so beautiful.
I'm very blessed. So I have
very, very, yeah. So I want to share. I want to watch with you, and I want to share right now. And then we come back and we close the space. So just give me 1 minute because I have to put this. Okay. I have to find out where is that video, which I think is here. So yeah.
Yeah, this is the one.
So this is the video of that song with that student as a choreographer and with this teacher as one of the dancers. And is that song that has so much meaning before the coaching journey, but also during the coaching journey was the anchor song that we used in that batch. So there's a lot of conversations around this song, but enjoy it.
When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a flag, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me.
I'm alone, I never fit the mold. The world is so cold, hold it down on my own. I'm just trying to reach up to the sky, see the moon. I got confidence cause I'm the flies in the room. And I've been knocked down, but I always get up. I had some fake friends, had to go and switch up. Yeah, no pain, no strain. I ain't chasing all the fame, cause I got more to gain and I'm just trying to make a change. I'm just doing me, I'm in my own lane. I fell down a few times, but I'm up again. Marching to another drum, see me crawl, see me run. When they thought that I was done, nah, here I come. I'm not weak, I get on my feet. No apologies, yeah, this is me.
And I know that I deserve your love. There's nothing I'm not worth. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a blood, gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be, this is me.
No apologies, yeah, this is me.
This is me.
So cool.
Every time I watch it, I just go like, so proud of all of them.
Yes, I'm so proud of you. I don't know them, but I'm also so proud of them because they are part of your life. But I'm so proud of you. And I just want to close this space with all my gratitude and love for you and honoring all the things that you are doing and all the thoughts that you are embracing with your feelings and the journey that you are taking in. Amazing. And I really
What can I say? The fact that I'm where I am today, honestly, one of the main reasons is you. Yeah. Yeah, I really think, oh my God, can you hear me? Yeah, I really think you're God sent. It's like God sent me an angel that showed me how I can live my life. And you were very instrumental because I think where I am right now, I'm eternally grateful. Seriously, I have no idea the amount of stability and peace and acceptance, right, that I have right now for myself. Yeah, it's really because of you and what you've sown into my life. So thank you so much for giving the way you do.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are grateful to each other. I love the word that you say, instrumental. And I think that our conversations in our relationship, the first relationship that we have in the coaching journey, because after that we continue as a friends and now we talk a lot and we are always in touch, and you are part of the team also in ATMA Integral, and it's like and instrumental is the word. Like I was the instrument, but the one that walked the journey was you. The one that did the things was you. The one that moved on. And I remember your questions like, why I have to? We were having coffee in the Sheraton, like, but why? What do I have to do with that person? It's just for fun. Yes, let's find out what happens if you do something that you have not done before. And then I know that maybe you hate me one day, like always, but then you love me and it's okay, no problem.
No, I've never hated you.
No. It's just a joke that sometimes when we are in this kind of questions, you're like, what do you mean? But we had a very amazing relationship, and I really thank you for your words, and thank you for, because you also live in my heart, and I know that we are close, very close, and even though we are right now 14 hours difference, is midnight in Singapore, it's already 10 a.m. in Mexico, and we are always in touch, and we talk and we chat and we are asking to each other, and even though we are not in the chat every single minute, we know that we are there for each other in many ways, and I really honor what you have done in your life. And when you say that who you are right now is also so many teachers, so many instrumentals like me, but the one that have walked and decide to move on, and acceptance and stability and flexibility and everything is you. And I honor that. I honor the possibility and the opportunity to be close to you. And because, as you know, as a coach, when we have a conversation, both of us change. You change and I change. It's not just you. It's like I also learn from you, and I also get inspiration, and I also use that in my life as Siki. So the eternal gratefulness, it's both. This is a highway.
Agree.
Yeah. Thank you for today.
Thank you for having me. It's always great talking to you. Yeah.
I love you very much, and I will send you the link, the copy of whatever this the link, so you have the copy of this conversation. I don't know if you want to say something. I close saying, like, I don't have more words than full of gratitude. And when you say that the performance, this is very important, because when you say the performance that Wicked you mentioned, and when I met Mark the first time I went to Singapore, I met Mark Helmet in Colorado, and when he invited me to go to Singapore for the first time to help in the sales of the program, that was back in 2012, he said, we will go to Wicked because I have tickets and we are going to with my parents. The girlfriend, that day he was with a girlfriend, and that day she couldn't make it, and she was like, oh, you're lucky, you will go to Wicked. So I watched Wicked for the first time, because I watched Wicked many times after. Yeah, it's that song is also for good, no? It's like
for good.
Yeah, that song's like the graduation, and I use that. So yeah, when you said, I was like, and I know that you were also very close to Mark, so I was like, okay, I didn't know that Wicked was one of your favorites. So
I will watch it alone in Singapore. Everyone thinks I'm crazy, but when they run in Singapore, I watch it a few times.
yeah.
It's so, I don't know why. Somehow it's a very funny story. It's very weird, but
Yeah.
somehow everything just becomes magic every time when I go in, and I will sing along. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's okay. Like taking out your Glenda. Your inner Glenda goes out.
Yeah, I think that's why. I think I always wondered, what is this deal with this green bitch, But I realized, yeah, I think I'm just that green witch trying to accept. But yet there's that, the what's her name?
The green one wanted to be Glenda, and then she realized that she was much more beautiful than Glenda.
Correct. Yeah, that's why I find it. Maybe that's why I'm so drawn to it. Yeah, and the song "Defying Gravity." Those
I
two,
was thinking of
Gravity.
that. I was like, I'm sure you like Gravity.
Yeah. Oh my God!
I know you, but I know you. Okay. Thank you. Enjoy your sensations, enjoy your feelings, enjoy whatever you connect with, because you were connecting with 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, all that in one call. So everything came. So enjoy that, digest, just enjoy, flow with the flow, and have a great night, because it's late there.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I love you. Talk to you soon.
Yes. You take care. Yeah.
You too.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.